From 1940 to 2024, the presidency of the United States was shaped not only by politics and power, but also by the stars. In this film, we explore the astrological transits that aligned with moments of destiny, transformation, and upheaval for each U.S. president. Franklin D. Roosevelt, born January 30, 1882, an Aquarius. During his unprecedented 4 terms in office, Roosevelt guided the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. In 1940, transiting Uranus in Taurus, formed a square with his natal sun, reflecting the tension of global uncertainty and sudden shifts. By 1945, as Pluto approached his natal moon, death and legacy were written in the stars. Harry S. Truman, born May 8, 1884, a Taurus. Truman's presidency began with the sudden death of Roosevelt. Transiting Uranus was opposing his natal Uranus, a classic sign of unexpected change. When he made the decision to use atomic weapons in 1945, Saturn was transiting his natal Mercury, signaling the burden of irreversible communication. Dwight D. Eisenhower, born October 14, 1890, a Libra. A general turned president, Eisenhower's time in office was marked by the Cold War. In 1953, Neptune was conjunct his natal sun in Libra, idealizing his image while obscuring Cold War realities. His second term began under a Saturn return, grounding his leadership in duty and structure. John F. Kennedy, born May 29, 1917, a Gemini. Kennedy's charm and eloquence reflected his Gemini sun. During his 1960 election, transiting Jupiter conjoined his natal sun, a symbol of expansion and public favor. His assassination in 1963 occurred as transiting Neptune squared his natal Mars, a fog of confusion over violent fate. Lyndon B. Johnson, born August 27, 1908, a Virgo. LBJ assumed power under crisis. In 1963, transiting Pluto was conjunct his mid-heaven, a transformation of public role and status. As he launched the Great Society, Uranus transiting his sun symbolized revolutionary domestic reform, but also unrest. Richard Nixon, born January 9, 1913, a Capricorn. Nixon's rise and fall echo Saturn's journey. His 1968 election victory occurred under Saturn opposite his natal sun, a sign of karmic testing. By 1974, during the Watergate scandal, Pluto was squaring his natal moon, the ultimate emotional exposure and breakdown of power. Gerald Ford, born July 14, 1913, a Cancer. Appointed, not elected, Ford took office after Nixon's resignation. In 1974, Uranus was conjunct his natal sun. Sudden leadership and the challenge of restoring public trust. His short presidency was a transit of stabilization under Saturn trine his natal moon. Jimmy Carter, born October 1, 1924, a Libra. Carter's idealism was strong, reflected in a Neptune transit across his sun during the late 1970s. But disillusionment set in with Pluto square his Mercury, signaling communication breakdowns and loss of control during the Iran hostage crisis. Ronald Reagan, born February 6, 1911, an Aquarius. In 1980, Reagan's rise came with Jupiter transiting his mid-heaven, a time of public recognition and growth. As Pluto sextiled his natal sun, he transformed the conservative movement and reshaped the national image. George H.W. Bush, born June 12, 1924, a Gemini. During the Gulf War, Uranus activated his natal Mars, military action sparked by global change. His fall in the 1992 election came under a Neptune square to his mid-heaven, clouding his public image and creating voter uncertainty. Bill Clinton, born August 19, 1946, a Leo. Charismatic Leo energy shone during Clinton's campaigns. In 1993, Uranus conjoined his sun, signaling sudden rise. During his impeachment, Pluto squared his natal Venus. Deep challenges to personal values and relationships played out in public. George W. Bush, born July 6, 1946, a Cancer. The 9/11 attacks occurred during a Saturn opposition to Bush's sun, testing his leadership under extreme pressure. Pluto's long transit across his descendant marked transformation in how he was perceived: war, fear, and resolve. Barack Obama, born August 4, 1961, a Leo. In 2008, Obama's election aligned with Jupiter conjunct his ascendant, a moment of personal expansion and hope. Neptune's slow opposition to his natal sun during his presidency created a dual-image visionary leader and elusive realist. Donald Trump, born June 14, 1946, a Gemini. Trump's natal chart is tightly tied to the U.S. Mars, a warrior energy. His rise came under Uranus trine his sun, promoting disruption. During his presidency, eclipses near his moon and sun axis stirred public emotion and dramatic events. Joe Biden, born November 20th, 1942, a Scorpio. Biden's comeback in 2020 came with Jupiter and Saturn crossing his midheaven, the pinnacle of public recognition and responsibility. Pluto nearing his ascendant speaks to the deep transformation and pressure of his role. As above, so below. The stars did not choose for them, but they offered a map. And in each moment of crisis or triumph, that celestial map whispered what was to come. The transits of power.